So you probably know that standardized testing is really important for the college and scholarship application process. And walking in blind to one of these tests can be the worst feeling in the world. So there's a lot to be said about planning in advance when it comes to standardized testing. So in a few short videos, I'm going to share some tips on how you can prepare for the big day. So first, let's talk about what you can do leading up to the test. Now, the first thing you want to do is make a study plan. So ideally, you would have at least several weeks, but maybe even a few months to prepare for either the ACT or SAT, whichever that you are taking. So you really don't want to stress out and try to cram all of this studying into just like a week or so or a few days before the exam. You won't be able to do your best. So as you make your study plan, you'll want to set some goals for yourself. So maybe you can set a goal to study for 30 minutes a day or even 30 minutes a couple times a week. Maybe you could also set a goal to take at least 2 full-length practice tests. Whatever works best for your schedule and whatever you think you need to do to be the most prepared you possibly can be. Now, the second thing you need to do is to manage your stress and anxiety about the test. It's totally normal to experience some anxiety about taking a standardized test, especially when you know how important it can be in determining your college acceptance or your scholarships. One tip I would give students is to come up with a list of positive affirmations that you can tell yourself in the weeks or months leading up to the exam to kind of alleviate some of that stress and anxiety. Now, these could be related to how you would like to perform on the test. They could be related to your study plan or how you want to feel about taking the test. Whatever that you think will be most helpful for you to reduce some of those feelings of stress. So some examples would be, I am a great test taker, or I remain calm while I take tests, or my study plan is getting me one step closer to my score goal, or maybe it's I will reach my score goal on this exam, and you can plug in the specific score that you want to achieve. Okay, step 3 is to stick to a sleep schedule. So most people say you need to be well rested before the exam, but what's more important is that you're well rested in the weeks leading up to the exam. Even if you get a great night's sleep the night before the exam, if your sleep schedule's been hectic for several days or weeks before that, then you might still be affected as far as your performance on the test. But on the flip side of that, if you have been sticking to a really consistent sleep schedule and getting the sleep that you need, then if you have one night of sleep where you're maybe stressed out about the exam the night before, then it won't affect you as much since you've had that consistent sleep schedule. So get into a routine and make sure that you're well rested in the weeks leading up to your exam. Okay, so those are the 3 tips that we have for what you can do leading up to the exam to get prepared. Tune into our next video to learn what you can do the night before.